brothers, welcome back to Territorial IO. We're starting off today here in a 71 player free-for-all battle here in Europe. I don't like that spot. Let me see if we can find anywhere else to be. Up here's fine. This seems good. Okay, so Scandinavia is going to be where we hold our court. Fortunately, that guy in the top left, that's really good for us. Should we move up north? I actually don't think so. I think we'll be fine here. I don't want to sacrifice too much land to my neighbors down south. And if nobody random spawned up there, that's really good. We still have a really good chance of getting that land. So we're going to go pretty fast in our expansion to try and push over into the east. That is by far and away our number one priority, is getting over into the east. If we can get all of that northern territory to ourselves, we're going to be a really good spot to win this game, or at least can be competitive in our neck of the woods. So this is going to be our infinite growth phase. Let's start it right here. Make sure that we can push over into the east and that we don't get cut off by bots. Yeah, a little bit kind of, it didn't go quite as well. I got stalled out a couple times there, but it's fine. A little bit more progress than we potentially would have had to do. Biggest thing is I didn't want to get cut off by the pink bot over here and then have to wait for him to full send before I could charge further into the east. So I definitely think going early was worth it, especially as a lot of our neighbors are a little bit on the weaker side. So we will just keep pushing over here and then just kind of hope for the best. I mean, obviously trying to strike the targets when we can. Really want to prioritize cutting off Boomer, though, from any of this land, in which we have mostly done. Our neighbors to the south are a little bit weaker than us, which is good. We are maintaining a top 10 position, so we are going to be okay. I think everything's going to be okay here, but we don't want to get too greedy in this position, get too strong, and then become a target. So we'll grab this and kind of keep an eye on what our southern neighbors are doing. Yeah, I saw the north was collapsing, but I didn't want to jump on that quite yet. This is kind of good. I'm just going to do this real quick. I think we're fine enough to just grab this extra land. I think the stalemate was ending. Boomer is also boating over, so I wanted to be able to block him from grabbing any land. So he does boat into me. Not a big deal. We'll worry about that later. In fact, he's offering a non-aggression pact. I'll think about it for a second. Let me just kind of do my thing over here and just grabbing the rest of this. And we'll definitely take that now. So we are in a great position. Now, the biggest thing you want to avoid if you start in Scandinavia is going straight down. We don't want to go anywhere down south. We want to go to a corner. And the best corner, it looks like, is going to be to the right. Obviously, the proximity there is great. Nobody's really that strong. But if you go in the middle, you'll get caught in the middle. You get pincered by everybody, and you'll die off. So we'll wait here a little bit, get a little bit closer to our red interest, and then start kind of gaming planning what we're going to do next based off what everyone else does. Now, we could go into Boomer right away. That is typically the best thing to do, even though we have a non-aggression pact with him. I do see that player 147 is really weak, but it's about what position do I put myself in if we win that fight. We will probably win. I'm going to grab this so you don't have an opportunity to get a little more islands over here. Okay, good. He stopped. The reason I grabbed that island was really just because it's like, if something goes wrong, is he going to use that opportunity with that island to attack me? The answer is probably yes to that. Now we are getting a little bit closer to our red interest. Board is looking pretty divided, which is good. There's no major player in Africa yet. Looks like 123 is attacking 147 over there. I'm actually going to boat into this. I know I should attack Boomer first, but there's some real weak players over here, and I'm not too concerned with my borders on Sparks. I could even potentially attack him next and do pretty well, but I don't want him having all of this land. If I gave him all of this land right now, I think that would be the end of my game. He'd become far too strong, and in a corner position, he'd be too powerful for me to potentially take down. But jumping over here, grabbing this land, and maintaining red interest allows me a lot of options I didn't have before, and we're even stronger now than we were before, so a very fortunate boat that we had there. And in fact, I think I'm going to just attack Sparks next. Reason being is he's the strongest person. Any kind of coalition against me would probably involve him. Fortunately for us, he left. And the other reason is if I attack Boomer, I'd have borders on player 317 and forward. And I think that would be a big enough coalition to attack, to take me down, along with potentially Sparks. So let's get this guy down first. And we'll kind of reevaluate our situation after that. Although forward is really aggressively attacking right now. I don't think he realizes what's next. Yeah, this makes it a very easy decision for me to just attack him. Player 317 is also wanting to get involved here, which is fine by me. We're off to an incredible start here with only 15%, so it's far from over yet, but we definitely have a very powerful position. By the way, there is no full sitting in this one, so we are good to go. and we'll finish you up. No need to rush our kind of expansion here to grab a little bit extra land. I'd much rather keep up the troops. But now I'm going to play a little bit border management and just knock down Boomer. The only reason I'm knocking down Boomer is he won't be able to assist me in too many other fights. And honestly, you get burdened a lot by leaving allies like this who are in the best position to attack you. If I came up against someone who was strong enough to fight me, Boomer would have the most incentive to fight me as well, because he has such good borders on my land. So best to just kind of get those players out of the way right now, even though you have an alliance. Same thing goes with player 317. He's a big enough player to potentially be a threat down the road, so we should eliminate him right now and not have to worry about it. The rest of the people around me are going to be pretty easy to kind of wrap up. They all have 2 to 3 million troops, which is nowhere near our amount. Now, the rest of the big players on the board, we don't quite have borders with, although German, we do have basically a border with German and Denmark. So that will be an issue that we have to think about. Basically, what I'm trying to avoid here is leaving any kind of, like, taking this position for granted and letting a coalition build around me that otherwise I didn't need to. So we want to keep striking, keep the foot on the pedal here, and just keep hitting down these big players that could potentially be an issue later on. And by doing so, we've eliminated a lot of threats and can quietly take out players like this. This is kind of the last real threat we have. After this, do I want to push down south to 693 yet? Is the question. Let's just... Oh, should I have fought this guy first? I don't know. Maybe we should just take out the weaker players first. Yeah, let's just take out these guys. We don't need to push this. Drake below us will hold off player 693, the big guy in Africa, for long enough for us to grab more land, thus be stronger. There's no need for us to really initiate with the German guy quite yet, so we'll just grab the rest of this land over here. Drake has left and become a bot. That's the rest of the players gone. We have 50%, and now just becomes annihilation time. So let's go ahead and start fighting the German guy down, knocking him down, but maintaining a good amount of troops. Fortunate for us that we acted so fast, because, you know, another minute or two and another player or two on the board, and 693 would have been a real threat to us. We got fortunate with kind of the corner that we had, and so many people, I would say, being friends with us, but at the same time, they really didn't have an option. There was really no opportunity for a big coalition to go against us. We just got lucky and used that opportunity to be very, you know, we maximized that opportunity is what I'm trying to say. So we'll knock down this guy over here and just kind of keep going. Again, there's no full sending, so that's why I'm not just full sending. But if you just continue to keep doing this, it kind of, you know, negates the system a little bit. So we'll just give that an attack and just keep going there. And there he goes. Okay, wonderful. So that is going to do it for the first game here. We'll give the claps good sportsmanship and, of course, one kissy face for the boys. And we'll go on to the next game. Our next game up is going to be a 79-player teams battle here in Scandinavia. We were on the white team. White team struggling for a little bit of kind of where do we want to be. I mean, this is like, okay. That's a really needed position, though. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of hop back here. It's going to end up being front line. We're a little bit close together. Let me see if we can spread out a little bit. So we have a little bit more team cohesion, but it's not exactly in a wonderful spot. We'll see. What the hell? Oh, that's body water. I was like, what's with my expansion? I didn't realize I spawned right on top of a lake. Oh, well. Doesn't really matter that much. All right, imminent threats. We got a guy up north. That should be one that our teammates can hopefully mostly deal with. We got to get down south and block the red guy's Link, E.T. Zelda, from getting much bigger. In fact, we should go right now. Let's get real big, take a lot of space right off the bat. Keep going and see what we can do on this front. Okay, we are currently a crown. It's okay. It's not exactly amazing. We'll lose it here in a minute. We have 2 bots attacking us that only have us to attack, so we got to get rid of them quickly. I'm really just pushing for land here so I can get to saving quickly and then have nothing to do but focus in on taking out players. So that is kind of what my thought process was. I was panicking a little bit because I wasn't sure how our teammates were going to do. Only one of them hasn't done well. The Europe guy has done pretty good. I'm going to just push this a little bit. Let's take care of a problem right away. And you're going to push up there, which is great. We're going to push down here and you're going to push on both fronts. Okay, so white has done a great job of maintaining a good presence in the north. We are number one team-wise. These guys are fighting down here, which is great. I'm going to try and save up for a little bit so we can do potentially a little bit more damage later on. If this guy gets all... If GG gets Link's land... Never mind, I'm going to jump in now. If the fight went on longer, my point was being is like, if GG gets the Link's land, it doesn't matter because I'll have time to save up. But that didn't really happen because he fell so fast. So now we have different issues to worry about. Right now, though, no team really has good cohesion except for white. Yellow does a little bit over here, but that's kind of it. So let's get up to our red interest, and then we'll start pushing forward down here. Looks like they're doing cleanup duty back, which is great. No need to rush this by any means, though. The only way we lose this at this point is if we get over ambitious, because everyone else is so divided, no one's going to be able to help each other. You can see this guy's calling out for donations, but there's going to be no one to give him those donations. So let's get up for 11%. We might be able to count on Sosol's help, but he's going to have to deal with player 818, so the chances of that happening are unlikely. So let's just go start pushing right now against this guy who's about half our strength and really kind of drive home the white team's dominance in this region of the world. Now, Kamikaze down south is the person I'm going to worry about the most. Yeah, Sosol is helping me. He does have a lot of troops and can get very powerful with red falling. So it's going to be important for me to not only get down there, but get down there with strength. Oh, there we go. Which we kind of mission failed on that one. We're going to push here, though. Try and deprive Kamikaze of some land. In fact, let's go again. Even though we're pretty far away from our red interest, I have the faith that we could catch up. And depriving him of land is the most important. He's the strongest non-white player on this team, in this game. So... we are going to be okay. We're not getting donations right now, but that's fine. These guys over here are kind of falling apart, which is not good for us. So we need something to happen. I don't know how we lost all of our strength over here. It is very concerning, especially as Kamikaze is now bigger than me. And that is worrying. Because I don't think I can count on Europe's full support at this time. And I could potentially bring in Sosol for this help. Potentially. Okay. Great opportunity. I was like literally thinking, what are we going to do? Blue's attacking yellow. We're going to take this opportunity to pile on with yellow. Literally was so lost in thought. As soon as that something happened, I realized I hadn't spoken for like 10 seconds. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how we fell apart so much, but it's actually working out really well. Getting this guy down is going to be a huge boon for us. Very happy that everyone decided to help us. It's against all of their interests to do so, which is why it was so surprising. Now, I did see Sosol is fighting down Scion. Not a fight he can win on his own. Let's push this. But I think you can understand why I was so worried about Kamikaze getting any kind of land, is he was going to be able to really slow us down like he did. But fortunately for us, everyone else kind of didn't recognize the moment. And we were able to push ahead. Now, Kingmaker is now the new crown. He's down here, or closest enemy crown. That's fine. Let's get Sosol. Let's try and get him involved down here, which is push this guy right away. We have the bot's help, ironically. So that's lovely. We'll get to the bot later. We just need to take out this guy before he really got the opportunity to build up any kind of strength. So... we just keep knocking him down. He wants me to go after the bot. No. We go after the weakened player before we ever go after a bot. We'll worry about the bot later. This is all about opportunity and what is the biggest threat on the board. And the biggest threat on the board right now is Scion. So we need to get over there to push that. Now that this guy's full sent though, I will knock down this bot. And now we are in a very commanding position here. Just going to give it a minute to see if blue over here is going to full send, get a little bit closer to my red interest, as I do see a lot of problems coming. But so far, black has been kind of held off by Europe, our ESP guy up north, which is great. So I'm going to push now. I'm getting attacked by somebody, but it doesn't really matter. It's probably just like a bot or something, or just a player who's like dead, but like didn't quit yet. So let's go ahead and just fight you down. Get into your land. and launch a full-scale attack on you. Yeah, so he's trying to knock us off. It's not going to do enough. Oh, it is. Okay, well, here we go. Let's try that again. Buddy, you got to go eventually. There we go. All right, so this guy is invading us, but we did knock down you, so I'm not too concerned about it at this point. So let's go ahead and just push back for all this land. We'll save for a minute. Might have been a little bit overzealous to push for this, but it's fine. We're going to grab it now. And we're not far behind. I'm not worried about this guy pushing me at all. This should be hopefully enough to knock you down all the way. But we will stop it before we fully take him out, because I don't want to fight Kingmaker and this guy at the same time. So let's go ahead and start fighting you down right away. Taking this a little bit slow. Hopefully you can deal with that threat over there, as I deal with this threat over here. And we should be okay. Yeah, things are going well. He's playing full defensive. We're going to get a little bit more of a push over here so we can get into his mainland. Stop that attack. And now just continue to keep pushing in on this guy. I'm keeping an eye on what's happening up north. That's the biggest priority area. Let's donate over here a little bit. Get that guy's strength up. I think we can handle both fights. Fight down here with this guy and keeping this at bay. So let's try and handle that right now while also taking down you. There's a full send. Let's go. There's 2 full donations and full sends. Let's push for this. We should be fine. Stop full sending me. There we go. Okay. Now we push you immediately before you have a chance to get up anywhere near your red interest. And clear out this, by the way. That's just annoying. Anyways, this is the priority. Is we start knocking down this guy. Yeah, the entirety of the board's going against us. Let's ignore all these problems and just help our teammates for now. We have plenty of board control, and we can really do some damage against our teammates here. Or damage with our teammates, not against our teammates, that is. So we'll ignore this problem, and we'll push into this guy just so we can get a little bit more strength over here. Now, typically it's better to attack the second biggest player. The reason I didn't, though, is honestly just because I wanted to protect my teammates. So now we'll push against you and really drive this point home that we have officially won this game. It was a valiant fight by these guys. We didn't necessarily need to save our teammates up north, but at the end of the day, I just kind of prioritize board control over anything else. Yeah, you're asking for an alliance as you're attacking my teammate. It's not gonna work out like that, champ. All right, you've left and become a bot. Good, you're only a couple attacks away from completely falling apart. Anyways, and so we'll just kind of be able to clear the board from here. So let's give you 10, 12. That should be enough for you. We'll give you a little bit too, and then just full send you. And that will do it for today. So as we do start to wrap things up, just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Hold on, let me give it that. The claps of good sportsmanship, kissy face for the boys. Thank you so much for watching as we wrap things up. If you liked the video, hey, give it a like. Really helps out a lot. If you're new around here, subscribe for more. I put up videos pretty frequently. But for now, boys, I'll see you in the next one.